Hello, welcome to Diggers Outdoors. Today we're going to do a little gear put together here, if you will, gear assembly. And I see a lot of people, they do long-term SHTF, inch, bug-out bags, get-home bags, longer-term stuff. So I decided I'm going to focus this video, at least, on short-term, with something I call the Fast Scout Pack, or the F.S.P. What it is, it's something that I put together, and I've used many different iterations of this over the years. I'm not saying I'm an expert by any stretch of the imagination for it before we go that far, but I've been using a setup like this over the years to go hunting, to go on quick hikes. I go up to the mountains to go around camp. Just basics. I broke it down to the basics, what I think I would need. And some of the stuff you may laugh at. It's old. It's older than dirt, but still works good. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But we're going to take a quick look at this and what I carry it in. And the pack I'm using, actually I changed a couple times, but I went back to this because of its versatility. But without any further ado, let's break into this thing. Let me move my Pepsi here. We're back here at the stump again. There you guys are. Yeah, we're back at the stump again, back behind my house. Nice big old ash stump. Works good as a table, kinda. But what I got is this right here. If you said it's a fanny pack, you're right. You're absolutely right. It is a fanny pack. And what I decided to do was I went to this, not only because I could use it as a fanny pack, but I could throw it over one shoulder, or I can lengthen this strap and I can go across my body like this, kind of like a diagonal, over one shoulder but over the opposite hip. So I mean, it's multifaceted in and of itself. So we'll go into the main compartment here first. And there are a couple things I am missing. I do understand that. But one of the first things I got for this is a pair of binoculars, especially for hunting. And here comes the old part, and I still have a little work to do on these, but I've been using these things ever since I was a toddler. And I'll be honest with you, these things work great. I have to take them apart and clean the inside of them again, but I mean, they don't work that bad. I have a brand new pair that are comparable to this, and these still work better, believe it or not. The one I'm carrying it in, from one of my old cameras, just a little camera case. And the nice thing about this camera case is this one snaps on the back. This can be used with molly too, so if you're interested in getting something like this, keep your eyes open like a yard sale or a flea market where somebody may actually have something like this. Look for the back. If you have this on the back, you're good to go. Another thing I have is a 5x7 tarp. You head out, weather's a little inclement, it may be raining a little bit. You can just throw up a tarp for a couple hours to keep yourself dry. And along with the tarp, I also got some tent pegs. A tent peg's a tent peg, I don't think. See? Plastic tent pegs. And the reason I chose these ones over the metal ones, it's not because of weight, is I can see these things from about a mile away, so I'm not going to trip over the things. Next thing is knives. And I just threw a couple knives in here. This is a handmade job that I got off a buddy of mine. Deer antler handle. This is a carbon steel blade on it. Sharper than snot. But for the price, I think I paid $10 for that. And that's the backup for this little Moore I got here, which in and of itself is a very, very good knife. I've used this thing a couple times, and yes, I used it. There's not even a mark in the blade yet. I'll show you the other knife here too. Here's the other knife. And let me see what else I got here. I got a little bit of paracord in here. A little bit of desert camo paracord. I mean, to me, paracord is paracord is paracord is paracord. I may swap. I have orange at home, like blaze orange. I may swap this out for the blaze orange. I mean, I'm not preparing for the apocalypse with this thing. I'm actually just. The reason I go with orange is, number one, if I drop it on the ground, I could probably still see it. Not that I can't see that, but if I use it to do guidelines for my tarp, I can see that as well. I mean, it's going to stick out like a sore thumb. There's no missing it. And that's everything in the main compartment. That's it. I have a little fire kit. I understand I probably have to add a little bit to this. It has a lighter and a little bit of jute twine in it. That's it. I'm not taking this out planning to set a fire, but if I have to set a fire, I got something to get myself started. I may put another tin in here with some cut denim from jeans. So if I do make a fire, I could practice what's called next fire mentality and char that in that fire. Another thing I carry with me, and I do carry a compass, but we're going to change it up. How about an original E-Trax? This is an E-Trax 1. This thing's probably about 15, 16, heck, maybe even 20 years old. But it hasn't failed me yet. It's a good little unit. You can probably get them for cheap, and I'm carrying it in a, if I'll fall over the hill here first, I'm carrying it in a flashbang grenade molly pouch. I'm just carrying it here because once I go to use it, it's going to come out, it's going to be in my hand the whole time. So this is just for transportation. In this front pocket here, I just have a regular notebook, and I have a pen in my pocket here to go with if I want to take any notes while I'm out there. As I said, this is a fast scout pack. This is meant to go out for only about 2 or 3 hours and report back. So you may want to write stuff down, notes to yourself, notes that you may want to relay to somebody else back in camp, what have you. And the last thing is my water bottle. And I may get scoffed at for this, but since it's a fast pack and you're expected back at camp, probably at camp you're going to have something to drink. Like I'm leaving from a hunting camp, a cabin out in the woods, and we have electricity, we have cold water, so I opted for the thermos insulated jug, or insulated container here. I mean, you go like this, hit that button, that pops open. And I've used this. In fact, I filled this thing full of ice. I let it just sit on the counter. I'd go by about every 24 hours, shake it. The ice was still clinking around, even though it was mostly melted. It was still clinking around in this thing 2 days later. So, as I said, it's only supposed to be for 2 or 3 hours that you use this pack for. It's not a long term, it's a short term. So, why not some creature comforts while you're at it? And there are a couple other things I need to add to this. I only have one first aid kit, and that's in my hiking pack right now, which sooner or later we're going to delve into that. And that's about it. That's about the only other thing I would add to this, because I want to leave room in here. Let's say you want to use this to go hunting. I have room for ammunition. I have room for calls. So it's just a very basic kit to get you out in the woods, get you where you need to go, or maybe get you out so far and back so far, and just keep you comfortable, maybe carry some things, what have you. It's not for anything too serious. You're not going to spend a week in the woods with this. I know some people probably could, but you're not going to spend 2 weeks in the woods with this. It is what it is. And if you're looking for a multi-tool, I always carry a multi-tool on me. I do have a Leatherman, but the case kind of broke on that, and it has very sentimental value, so I went to carrying this one, which is an Ozark Trail. And I'll tell you what, I got this for $11. And this one for $11 is every bit as good as my Leatherman. I'll be honest with you, it is every bit as good as my Leatherman. I've already used this thing a ton. And since that Leatherman has sentimental value to me, the person who gave it to me isn't around anymore. That's why it has a sentimental value. So I don't want to lose it. I almost lost it once. If you know what I went through to get it, you'd understand. But that's all I got for you. So I appreciate the views. I look forward to the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.